And welcome to episode 2.5 of Squid Quest. Why is it 2.5 and not 3 or 2? You might be wondering. I will get to that here in a second, but introducing our wonderful cast of players and co-hosts. We have Michael, Nick, Jay, Hi, and Mason. And of course, I am your GM, Zoe. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. All right.
Hello.
Well, what happened last week? Is that this is episode 2.5 and not 2 or 3, because we did go live and we recorded a whole episode, and that somehow in my goof up, my struggle to get things better, failed to record our players. So it was a whole session of just me, which no one wants that. So
come now.
we're having to kind of like go back and fix things, and I went back and forth on how we're gonna do this. I went through and I edited as much as I could from the previous session, condensed it. I was even gonna have everyone just replay the session, and I think most of you guys were like, no, we're not gonna do that. So what I have settled on is I'm gonna cut in a little bit of our previous session, because we had a really good exposition, a little introduction into what was gonna happen over the next few sessions. And then we'll do like a condensed replay. So yes, we are going to kind of little bit replay at least one encounter. And I'm going to see if I can convince Mason to redo his glorious scene reading a letter from the Queen. And
you don't have to convince me.
I've not.
I'm all aboard. No, I'm ready to go.
Don't forget to mispronounce the Queen's name. Spoilers.
Oh yes. I remember.
Besides technical issues, anything interesting happen over the week that we can discuss today?
I have spent the better part of the week just utilizing a little bit of AI. I know AI is controversial, but really to help me code and work in Foundry. So I'm putting together another campaign that I'm GMing and just building some custom homebrew items. So I know more about rule elements than I ever wanted to know about. And it's really cool. It's really cool.
Oh, Foundry rule elements?
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, I should have. Yeah, Foundry. Just like building items and figuring out how the mechanics behind the scenes work. And let me tell you, 99% of the problems when building stuff is going to be modules. So turning them off and playing around is key. But yeah, I think, just kind of understanding how the system works, building cool stuff, working with a player, to kind of tell their story is really cool.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, every element in Foundry, if there's like an item or a spell, you can examine it and then edit its rules and how it works, and you can pretty much automate everything, and that is built on rule elements, which there are a lot of, and how they operate is a lot of code. So I'm guessing that's all the exploration that Mason has had recently.
Yeah, this is the type of vibe coding I would approve. It's not going to necessarily change the world, but it changes the world in the game a little bit. It was fun. It was really fun to get to know and play with those things and, figure it all out, right? Learning more. I'm a lifelong learner, and this is really cool.
Same. I have been trying to do this. I mean, since I've been GMing for you guys, I'm like, oh, that doesn't exist in Foundry. I guess I will try to make it work, which most of the time I don't. And then sometimes I do, and I'm really happy about it because it's really cool seeing something like, oh, look at that, it's automatically updating and doing the cool things and doing like all these animations. I think like what's exciting in the world of Pathfinder right now, I know we just, last week we talked about it, but you guys didn't hear it because it got cut. So it would just be me just nodding like, yeah, that's right, guys, that is a great input. But the big thing was the release of Dark Archives that had some nerfs. On top of that, there is the really exciting, I believe it's called Impossible Magic book that's coming out, I think this summer, and a new playtest with new classes or old classes coming back from 1E, the Daredevil and the Slayer. I know in another game where Jay and I had previously played, her Slayer slayed. It was exciting. There was a giant boss. She rushed in and then just one-shot it. And our GM was like,
Wow.
like you what? Did you seriously just one-shot
He got so
my
pissed.
boss?
Because it was, what were we fighting? Was it a Triceratops or something
think-
like that?
yeah, it was like
some
a
random
Giant
like dinosaur?
Triceratops, yeah.
And I think I did like over 50 or 60 points of damage, and we were what, like level 3 or something, or level
Nice.
4?
I don't remember. It was 1E, and that system is way more complicated, but I think
And
harder
broken.
to one-shot things.
Debatable.
But Zoe, you bring up a really great point about the remaster, because I think reading some of this stuff before I started going down this path, I was just like, what are the developers complaining about? It's a couple of tweaks. Like, why did, like, the weaknesses and resistances? Everybody was saying, oh, it's so complex, and they're just kind of an holding pattern. Trust me, a week later, I completely understand. I completely sympathize with them. Just going back and forth and testing, every little thing matters in these systems. And I think one small little decision that they've made can potentially break everything. So, yeah, insight is 2020, I guess they say, or hindsight.
Yeah. Speaking of weaknesses, it's uneroded again.
Yes, I read.
It's back to normal.
Which,
in the span of 1.5 episodes, we got eroded, uneroded, and everything in between.
so you'll be watching
I'm
this or
very-
listening to this in the future, and maybe you're like, what are they even talking about? For a brief 2 weeks, everyone was angry that they changed how weaknesses worked from multiple sources, and now we're not angry anymore.
Thankfully, Paizo listened to community feedback.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
too. This
You
is
probably wouldn't see that from
this is the
Hasbro.
cycle.
Well, I
Yeah,
would
that's
say
very true.
player feedback, not necessarily GM feedback. I'm sure GMs are like, yeah, limit them, make them weaker.
Oh no, it was making us stronger. It just very cheesily.
The
Intentionally
Rada was
break it,
making
but-
everyone stronger. I thought it was limiting
Yeah. No.
the sources. So I thought instead of having multiple sources of elemental or weakness damage, it would only take the largest.
That was the intent, but the way they worded it was very problematic. And so stuff like a slashing cold iron axe, which is the example they used, only did one weakness. But every instance of fire damage that you added on as a rider would trigger a fire weakness. Because they're different sources.
Yes.
But that's all gone now. So yeah. So if you had 4 shining symbol graders on, anything in your aura would have weakness 40 effectively to spirit damage. Because each of those weaknesses would stack on each type of instance of damage, and it was a mess.
And I think the interesting conundrum, because you have the people that play in person or use paper and pen, are just like, just GM fiat it. You choose not to enforce the rule. But in Foundry, it becomes a little more complex. Which are we going with? The errata? Are we not? Are we building another module, a setting? It just becomes super complex. And I just didn't really think about it like that, which is very interesting. Different problems. I mean, I would argue Paizo should really lean into the digital spaces here and build APs and characters and classes for Foundry, or maybe even that's the next iteration of Pathfinder. Would be interesting to me.
Be nice if they made a aquatic AP.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Well-
think about it. Half the thing of remembering all the rules and writing all this stuff down is automated. I mean, I actually enjoyed our aquatic, part of the other campaign we have.
There are people tackling like digital first systems and design that I'm very interested in seeing, and I'm hoping that it opens up the doorway for more people to do that.
Such
Is
as
that what
the
Crucible
wonderful
is?
people that made Foundry, making Crucible and
Oh, yeah.
Ember is this awesome, amazing thing.
Inserts my
I know I'm
brain
excited
rot.
for. Yeah,
Yeah.
Insert your brain rot.
Yeah,
If they ever make like Pillars of Eternity is just a game I love, but they have like a half-baked tabletop version that never got finished, but it would honestly work really well on Foundry if that ever got implemented.
I think one thing we all agree on, we're going to be eating very good for the next couple of years.
Especially freaking Starfinder. Can't wait for the Ancestry book that's coming out in April. It's real. It has to be real. I'm not crazy.
Not coming out.
I saw artwork. It looks real to me.
April
It comes
Fool?
out.
Can draw
It comes out
artwork.
on April 1st. It's real. They're not lying.
all right. Are you guys ready to jump back into the world of Galarian?
I don't know. Do we
Let's-
need to
No.
pause to double check?
I'm never ready. Let's go.
Mason's excited. Let's quest. I don't know. We're trying it. So I'm bringing up the map of Lake Incarthen, where our story takes place. It is in the northern hemisphere of Galarian, central Avestan. So many locations in this game. Too much lore. Go look it up. And in the middle is the Isle of Terror, where Arbafon, the Whispering Tyrant, has been building up an army and kind of assaulting all of the nations around, like Ustalav, Razmaran, Kyonin, of course, Druma, Multhun, Nermithis, and the Gravelands. The first last time, our heroes were invited to the capital city, Ayadara, in Kyonin, by the queen herself. And at the capital, they attended a garden party, and after the party honoring heroics, the queen had called you to a private meeting where her cousin explained that together that they have arranged a secret council of nations, of all of the nations of Lake Incarthen, and they are requesting you to represent in these delegations. So after the secret meeting, you follow Dalamian along on a private carriage that's all hush-hush to the elven port city of Greengold. No one knows you're there, and delegates are kind of coming in, and no one knows that they're coming either. They're not like big name people. They're trying to keep this under wraps. You and the delegation have been invited into the Venoran estate. At this estate, there's a big main house where the heroes get to stay, and 6 smaller lodges where the other delegates from the other nations get to stay. After being introduced to the home, the next morning you all go to a Callistrian temple and you're ushered to a back council room. In that back council room, several delegates are already meeting. And let me bring that up here. So all of our players, our heroes, had walked into this council room, and delegates already sitting at desks with flags from each of their nations sitting before them. And you sit next to Delamain at this long table with not enough chairs. They forgot the tree. They left out a potted plant for Big. And at the center of the room sits a circular table atop which is placed an object under a black cloth. Dalimian steps up to the table, dramatically pulls away the cloth, revealing a skull carved from burnt wood wrapped in a rusty chain. She addresses the room. This skull represents the shared threat we all face, the Whispering Tyrant, who darkens the hearts of Lake and Carthen. Our nations sit around this threat, just as we do in this room. If we're to survive, we must unite. I hope that we shall all be able to come to an accord in the days to come. At each of your tables, you'll find your nation's flag, and at any time over the coming days, a representative may place it here on this table to represent their pledge to return home and work with their leader to join Kyonin in its stand against the Whispering Tyrant. Queen Talandia has already pledged to stand against the Whispering Tyrant. I hope that in 5 days' time, her flag shall not stand alone on this table. And now, let me introduce Kyonin's heroic emissaries. And she waves at the table with the heroes. And I presume you all stand and bow?
Yes.
Yeah, Big Head is
Yes.
gives a little formal greeting.
Mhm.
Stands up, gives a little nod, and then a bow.
And then she comes and sits with you again. And looks over. Alora, you remember our conversation before you agreed
Yes.
to
Yes.
read the Queen's letter?
Yes, I'm ready when you would have me.
Go ahead.
Is now the time?
Now is the time,
yeah.
friend.
So Alora would clear her throat. She has a number of papers in this big binder. I think, being in political acumen, she's remembered what she has to say. She stands up, clears her throat, says, "Esteemed delegates, on behalf of the people of Kyonin, I welcome you to our land and to this critical council, one that might very well decide the future of our world. Let me thank you for coming and representing your people at this important juncture. I am sure your journey presented inconveniences. Your dedication to attending is but the first step in what is to be an even greater journey, one filled with immeasurable risks. If we are to achieve victory over an ancient and dreadful foe, what you do in the coming days will lay the groundwork for our first step towards this victory. Steps I hope will lead us to a future of partnership and mutual aid. Kyonin's people are known for their self-reliance, but in this matter, we must stand side by side, for only together shall we have any chance at success. The tyrant's power grows, but it is not absolute. Together we can break him. Together we can put him back into the ground where he belongs, this time for good. I know that we each have our differences, but I implore you to set them aside and look beyond them. We must fix our eyes ahead, plan for the worst, yet hope for the best. It all starts here with you. Every living soul around Lake Incarthen is counting on us, and the sanctity of life and death alike is in our hands. May wisdom and compassion guide you. Queen Talandria Edda Samarel. Oop. And she kind of gets a little flushed at the last part, realizing she made a small faux pas.
Dalimian jumps in. That's real. What a
yes,
joker.
yes. Apologies.
She applauds, and the rest of the delegation applauds, except for the pale man in front of the purple banner, who is just yawns and then sips his wine.
Air quotes one. He's
I think Alora clocks it. Go ahead.
I'm just going to kind of show the delegation again here. So behind you is the flag of Keonan, which is a green crystal wrapped in thorny vines. Just across to the north of your table is Chalso Rove, the delegate from Druma, the yellow and white flag with diamonds on it. Next to her, kind of in the middle of the north side of the council room, is Walder Reskett, a general from Multhun. And next to him, and you notice that he kind of has his back turned to this other delegate, is Aromina Yazgon from Nermathis. And just south of her, across from her, is another table with a orcish man from Lastwall, Gorian the Glad. And next to him is that pale man for a purple flag representing Ustalav. And next to him is the representative Razmirin in a blue cloak with a mask. And as he kind of like nods his head, people give him a very suspicious stare. At this point is where I will cut in the scene that we already recorded. You see this well-dressed woman in a white robe covered in golden jewelry, her hair striking. She stands up to address the room. Yes. Some of you may not know because you are not from Druma. I am Chalsorov, prophet of Kalistrade. And I know many of you might have seen my face from various campaigns, so you may not have known me personally, but you have seen my beauty on several of our products that travel the lake. And some of you may have also known me from my campaign against the pirates on Lincoln Cotton. And then she approaches the center table. As she passes the table, she leans forward. A good compliment of your heroics. You've done well. You know, and whispers to you. I could connect you to some of the finest tailors and smiths in all of Avstan. If you're interested, which you should be, as she looks you up and down, judging your attire. Everyone may give me a perception check. I did post a button for you to use. We're going to try to be better because most of our audience is listening rather than watching. So Solaire rolled a 32, which is a success. Alora, a 23, which is unfortunately a failure. Leorin, a 34 as a success. Big failed with a 23. And then Jack got a critical success with a 43. Those of you that succeeded notice that Chalso gives a hard look towards the Razmirin table while she was earlier speaking about pirates. She had mentioned she had a campaign against pirates. You know that Chalso is known for her crusade against the faith barges of the living god Razmir. many of which are little more than pirates hiding behind faith. And then she walks back and has a seat at her table. Next up, we'll share this man that stands. He is in full military dress. He stands almost to attention. Yes, I am General Lord Walder Reskett. You, of course, might know of our great campaigns. You may or may not have heard of me. I have commanded many soldiers and won many sorties. I've been in this war for many years, but that has only hardened our nation's resolve, strengthened by the power of our navy. This Whispering Tyrant has yet to field any ships that Multhoon's navy cannot handle. And you see him talking to everyone, the heroes, Chalso Rove, and the tables across, but he makes no contact with the table by the green flag, completely ignoring them. And then with almost like a march to his walk and cadence, he approaches your table. And he, with a straight back, he salutes you. That was a fantastic campaign at Lake Incothan, at Lantana Beach. Congratulations, a victory well earned. Son. And he is pointing at Leorin. That was a magnificent play with that spell you started with. It really set the pace. And he goes to sit back down. Give me a perception check. As he was speaking, you noticed he makes sure to systematically turn his attention towards every table to address each delegate, pointedly speaking directly to them. Except for Dermithis. Completely ignored. You are getting cues that General Reskett expects to be the first delegate that you speak with during the small councils to come. Or at least he expects that you meet him before you speak with the delegate from Nermithis at the very least. The next person to speak, behind a green flag, she goes to stand. She's simply dressed. A human woman. I am Adomina Yasgon, speaker of the heart from the free city of Tamron. The free city of Tamron. I cannot speak for every town and every village of Narmithis, but I know all of our hearts. We're brave. We're a fearless people. My home, we're experienced at defeating invaders, and that we will do whatever it takes to stop Tarbathon. You have the full support of the Forest Marshal and the Knights of the Everflame should you earn our favor. And she walks up. This council that you have all formed and everything that you've done thus far, it is a great thing. It's a great show of a strong community. We're grateful that you would do something to stop oppressors. I want you to know that open hostility between those assembled is likely to make doing, the signing of this incredibly difficult. And you see her throw a glance at the general from Multhoon. All right, won't let it get me hot heated. Thank you for doing this. And she's, like the others, goes and signs the accord that they will hold this meeting secret. And they will hear the summit. You have a perception check. Right. Those of you that succeeded, you already know it's essentially common knowledge that Nermithis and Multhune are currently at war after a period of increased hostility. But that the Knights of the Everflame, they are a newly formed order in northern Nermithis that is dedicated to stopping the advance of undead from the now haunted Gravelands. And now standing, you see this orcish man accompanied by a handful of armored knights. They are all quietly standing behind him. Gorion the Glad. I'm the emissary of the Shining Sentinels. I proudly declare that while Lastwall may have been the first to fall to the tyrant Tar Buffon, it was also the first to stand in defiance against the Whispering Tyrant and his forces. I swear that we will stand by, and any who take up arms against the undead menace, you will have our aid. And then he proudly approaches your table with a big smile, whispers, "You have the hearty thanks for repelling the undead at Lantana Beach." Signs the declaration. If you ever find yourself searching for a purpose or quest, the Knights of Lust were always looking for skilled soldiers and adventurers. They need folks who possess a wide variety of skills. Well, if they can take an old raider like me, they can take anyone, don't you think? You can give me a perception check. So basically all but Jack notice that Gorion seems to be slightly distracted as he's talking to everyone. He's distracted by Clavens, the pale man, the delegate from Ustalav. It kind of, you can tell, like the way his face looks, it looks like he's got a concern for a fellow delegate's health. Some of you that critically succeeded detect a subtle trace of anger in his expression whenever he glances at Clavens. You just hear him mutter, "He seems so unwell." Show you Clavens. He slowly pushes up off his chair, puts his feet down from up on the table, and stands up. Kind of stretches his back, shoulders. "Clavens Ordranti, heir to Prince Edward Ordranti III. It was sent here by my uncle. What else is there to say?" He takes a big drink of his wine. At least it looks like wine. He's shockingly pale. He's gaunt. He's wearing an impeccably tailored suit. "Yes, I am from Ustalav, and I am no stranger to the depredations of Tar Buffon, and that it has and I have no desire to return to the old ways. My uncle will consider any offers to secure Ustalav's rightful place in the region. I will sign this," and he has a droll smile. You notice that he's clearly the youngest of the delegates and appears to be the least experienced in politics compared to all the other delegates. Those of you who critically succeeded intuit that he's bored by this gathering. Actually, I don't even think... I think I played him well enough that he's very clearly bored. But you can tell you can't wait to go home. You all do the critically succeeded. You do all remember hearing that Clavens is indeed one of the youngest nephews of Prince Edward Ordranti III, the current ruler of Ustalav. All right, and then next, this built figure wearing a blue robe and a silver mask of Razmir stands. His features are completely covered. You cannot see what he looks like. His mask completely covers his flesh. You notice that as he does stand, almost everyone in the room looks at him with suspicion and doubt, except for Clavens, who looks bored. Honored emissaries and honored heroes, I wish to thank Kionan for hosting this event. As you may or may not know, I am Alzarius, priest of the 12th step, a mask of Razmir. On behalf of the Razmiran state and its god, I thank you for your presence. Travel is costly, time more so. That you have invested both speaks well of your commitment to stability, mutual benefit, and the difficult work of governance. These are not miracles, nay, they are the natural result of the structure respected and authority acknowledged, as the living god Razmir understands the reluctance, uncertainty. You may call Razmir a god, a monarch, or merely a guarantor. Titles are flexible, results are not. Accepting this allowance does not bind your faith, only your future cooperation, yes. Consider this greeting. But we do not ask whether order is desirable. History has already answered that question. We ask only whether you wish to benefit from an order that is present, accountable, and unlike so many ideals, capable of acting immediately. Now, if it pleases the assembly, we will proceed. Give me a perception check. He's bored. You see the entire delegation obviously is bored, and they're you hear whispers of just when did we walk into a Razmiran sermon? Everyone succeeded. Let's those who succeeded, let's give me a society check. So Solaire and Big, with their critical failures, believe that Alzarius is a demigod brought to you by Razmir himself, while Leorin and Elora have heard of this 12th step priest, a high priest, and he's a very high-ranking priest in the Church of Razmir in a town called Xer. That's Xer. As they all introduce themselves, Delamine stands up and, fellow delegation, thank you for your time and sermon. I will let you know that we have a schedule for the next several days. The following 3 days are set aside for small councils, during which each group will meet with no more than 2 other delegations per day to privately discuss challenges and opportunities, with the goal of establishing a web of agreements. And then she mentions there will be a special event, maybe a celebration each night to give the delegates a chance to form closer bonds with their new allies. A tour of the temple grounds tomorrow, followed by a garden party on the 3rd night, and a trip into town to take part in the Founders' Legacy Festival. On the final night before the council reconvenes in full of the 5th day to discuss any broadly agreed upon measures and sign in any relevant treaties. Refreshments will be served back at the estate gardens. It's still long days ahead of us, so take the opportunity to get some rest. All right, and also because of the great speech, Elora gave us a great roll on her, what was it, performance, or was it
I think it's diplomacy.
I think it
probably
was
diplomacy. And I was shitting myself because I have such a lower diplomacy, but I delivered a good speech. I think you were very kind to give me something there. So
well, because of it, everyone was kind of impressed with you a little, despite his boredom, even Claven. So you earned 1 influence point with each of the delegates. Everyone returns to the Venoran estate for the night. They have some personal time doing some research, looking into a few different things, maybe trimming some roses, pruning themselves, what have you. But then the next morning, all of you decided that you wanted to talk to a specific delegate. As Dalamain had told you, you have 5 days. The first day, we're doing the introduction, which has been done. And then you'll have 3 days where you get to speak to 2 delegates per day. You are allotted 4 hours each. Each one of these is an encounter, an influence encounter. For our listeners and viewers at home, an influence system in Pathfinder can be a single encounter, but in this instance, it is several encounters. Over the course of this whole delegation, influence points stack up. They are provided for us for our viewership at the top. Occasionally, we'll remind our listeners where we're sitting at. Before talking to Walder from Multhun, all of our players or all of our delegates are at 1 influence point. Once we enter an influence encounter with a delegate, we go into rounds. These rounds are 2 hours long. We get 1 thing that you can do on your own turn, and that thing can either be to discover or to influence. Discovering based on the role that you decide to use, which is provided at the beginning of that encounter. You'll either determine what the lowest DC is for what skill you can use to influence. You'll find out a resistance or a weakness. And then the other action is to influence. So you will use a skill that you have discovered. You could try to use a skill you have not discovered, but you're gambling, and if it's a skill that's not relevant, it's an automatic crit fail no matter if it's a natural 20. It's just not relevant to that particular individual. And after deliberating, you guys had decided that you would talk to Walder Reskett. When you went early in the morning to the Multhun Lodge with Walder, he was not available. In fact, they made you wait for over an hour.
I can't believe the gall. We should leave. This is ridiculous.
And you were just about to leave too. And you heard an altercation in the other room, and a messenger just ran out, and a guard was like, "Oh, Walder, we'll see you now." And which was just in time, because I think you guys were literally just ready to be like, "Oh, you know what? We give up on this guy."
Yeah, we weren't going to give him much longer.
I had half a mind to leave.
And this wonderful module brought to us, oh man, I'm going to have to look up who it was so I can appropriately credit them, because it is a wonderful subsystem that handles everything. It makes our lives so much easier. But we had gone through this, and Walder welcomes you into the room, but he is sitting at the back, just writing, looking through papers, never actually addressing you directly when you first walked in. But after your first round of discussing with him and trying to convince him, you had raised your level to a substantial amount. And Walder goes from being indifferent, and he welcomes you. Welcome! Yes, I'm doing much work, worrying about the war effort back home. Thank you for making me your first and correct choice in meeting. And you brought up some very good points. Enough that I will sign the self-defense agreement, Article 3, as long as at least 3 other delegates do so as well, and they better not be that rebel scum Nermathus. The gall calling themselves Nermathus. Multhoon Northern Lands. Can you believe it? You continued to press on and improved him further, and then he agreed. Yes, signing the Mutual Aid Alliance, Article 2. I'll do that, but again, as long as 3 other non-Nermithian delegates sign. I'll also even sign Druma's agreement for sales at a markup of no higher than 25%. And after, your final round with him, in this encounter, I think at least each of you was rolling natural 20s like half the time. There were so many crits.
I know for a fact our first 2 research checks? What are they called?
Influences or discovers.
Our first 2 discovery checks for both crits. So we learned 4 things immediately. And I think that's really what helped us out.
And most importantly, reminded him that he is the chess master, and the Nermithans are his pawns. So working with them is an advantage to learn the tactics of his enemies and blah blah blah.
With further, by the end of it, you guys had hit 14 points. He had agreed to also sign the Conquest Accord, Article 4, as long as, again, 3 other non-Nermithus nation delegates do so as well. And he is even to concede, I know Lastwall. I'm sorry, the Knights of Lastwall are quite... I've been speaking with them, and they would really like to be the ones to lead the offensive, and I'm okay to do that. You have made some very valid points, and I will even agree to pay Druma's markup for up to 50%.
Should we celebrate with a drink, perhaps?
Yes, some tea, if you would. Fine.
Multhoon lovely
tea.
Oh, yes. So delicious. Oh, thanks.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Hints of robust black tea.
Oh, yes, you can really taste it.
A shave of citrus. In other worlds, they would call this Earl Grey.
Is that what that is? Oh, yes, thank you.
Do you refer to Casterbell?
What is that?
You said other worlds.
Yeah, they were Earl Grey tea in Casterbell. That makes sense.
He does not possess the power to break the 4th wall, so he's confused.
It is an elven thing. Please, my friend, we must make our leave. I see you're very busy. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your hospitality and your wonderful tea.
Yes. Now be sure you make these arrangements. As I will remind you, for me to sign almost any of these, we must squash the rebel scum, reunite them, bring them under the wing of Multhoon.
And with that, good day.
A lovely day to you too, my dear. All right.
I think once we get outside and we're out, once we get outside and we're out of earshot, oh my God, that was the most horrible tea I've ever had. Oh, the things we must do for diplomacy.
I thought it sounded good.
Not an Earl Grey fan?
I like citrus
Thought
teas.
I thought we would sample some of the winery in his beverage, but no,
Tiari in this case.
I just couldn't imagine how he has so much time, but he took so long to boil it and prepare it. It was very very odd, but we secured it though.
Isn't there something about drinking during times of war?
Yes.
That's why it was tea.
I'm a master of warfare, Lorne. I've never heard of that.
Must be a selective listener.
So at this point, Delamain's like, okay, that was really good, guys. You did quite well. But as a refresher, the Queen would really like it if we could get most of the delegates, for sure, to sign the first article of the Encarthan Alliance, which is the writ of non-aggression. It will ensure that so long as the threat of the Whispering Tyrant exists, the Sign Nation will not take hostile actions against another Sign Nation. Very important. And the rest of the articles, it would be really great if we could get each delegate to sign at least 2 or 3 of them. And I will remind you, the second article is the Mutual Aid Alliance. And this really just codifies free or greatly discounted material aid to be provided to nations in crisis from those not in crisis, which it sounds like Druma is keen to do, but with a substantial markup. The third is the Self-Defense Agreement, which states, for the purpose of the Whispering Tyrant, all nations in the agreement will treat a threat to any other nation as a threat to their own. And so all nations in agreement will send aid, troops, transportation, siege engines, and magic to other signed nations when they need it. And this is even if it's not the Whispering Tyrant, if something else, God's forbid what it could be. And the fourth one, which I think might be the hardest to get people to agree to, maybe some of them might, is the Conquest Accord. The final article, it just sets terms and conditions for nations involved to actively go to war against the Whispering Tyrant. And it just kind of just goes shy of drawing up plans to invade the Isle of Terror. Keep those in mind. And she hands you like the articles so that you can be reminded to keep an eye out for them. Now, where were we off to next?
Last one.
I had a question. Does he have to sign Article 1 before signing the other articles, or can he sign the other ones?
I'm pretty sure you could sign whichever ones he wants.
So they don't have to, none of them have to sign right now, but by the 5th day, anytime in between, they can meander into the council room. They will sign whatever they will, and they will put their flag on the table.
I believe there's a bit of a quagmire here. Some have things that are imposed to other things and other people. I think once we establish a baseline, we can probably renegotiate, if we have time, some of the more finer details. But
Quite
no,
possibly.
it's not a successive signing, although Article 1 is one of the most important. But I don't think it's necessarily a successive signing. We may get one group to sign all 4, some to sign a mixed bag.
It would be very wonderful if most of the delegates could sign Article 1 for sure. But if we can get them to sign at least 2 to 3, we would be in a really solid place. All right, you said Last Wall. I know where that lodge is. For some reason, they really agreed to just go into this warehouse section of the Venoran estate. Very weird, but let's head off there. And it is about midday. So you spent 4 hours with Walder, gaining a total of 14 influence points, which 4 of those you got for making him the first person you saw. I will also add to the whole influence game, so it's not just during an encounter. It could be at other events, there are secret choices you could make that could lose you influence or gain you influence. So this part, when we went over to the Last Wall Lodge, when we had arrived, you all had come up to this lodge and you heard clanging and banging and screeching as you saw Gorian the Glad fighting a grave knight inside. Most of you decided to go try to help him and fight the grave knight, and as you did, Gorian seemed quite upset, but kind of like mixed feelings. He was like, yay, it's nice that you're very helpful, but it's very annoying that you're ruining my workout. And
Disappointed
Alora
father
really,
vibes.
Disappointed seems like a better word.
onto it. And
As an expert of warfare lore, I've learned never get between an orc and their prey.
you kind of annoyed him a little as he's fighting this, but Alora noticed this, and Alora started cheering him on, and when he got cheered on, he smiled. All in all, you could have earned 2 influence points if you all just cheered him on, but instead, you earned 1 influence point. He's kind of glad. And when between the both of you, the Grave Knight was destroyed, it just dematerialized into vapor. And this man, this human man with glasses and a blue cloak, steps out from behind some crates. I'm sorry, Gorian. It looks like your guest really ruined our workout. Maybe we can try again another time. Yes. Thank you so much, Rembrandt. It was a great illusion. Made it feel like I was almost there in Last Wall again. How can I help you? As he addresses the group.
I'm here to talk about the accords and thingies.
Yes, would you like a refreshing drink from your workout? Something strong, perhaps? Or should we save that for celebrating once we parlay?
Yes, if you've got some of that orcish ale, haven't had it in a long time, I'd be very grateful.
I think I have something a little bit stronger. And I break out my Cadence Brew and slam it on the table. Have you ever had Cadence Brew before?
Orcish Cadence Brew? No, can't say that I have.
Suggest giving it a try. It's quite good, quite effective.
He grabs it and he takes a big swig. He chugs it. And then it just kind of wipes away the foam from his face. Not bad. Not bad. Pretty strong water.
Laura kind of giggles and realizes she spent 80 gold in trying to impress, but all good. She's not much of a drinker.
Well,
yes,
I do appreciate it.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Shall we begin discussion about the agreements? I think we might have something very interesting for you if you're looking for a battle. We have some potential negotiations around offensive leads that you might be interested in. Get you in the action sooner.
You see, as you're talking to him, he grabs the towel and he's wiping off the sweat. And he just nods. Yes, perhaps we should sit down for a proper discussion. Before you do, though, give me a perception check.
Just Alora or everybody?
Whoever wants to perceive.
I'll perceive things.
I love to perceive.
I'm good at perceiving. I perceive.
I'm mediocre at
I
perception.
Is it the visual
assume this is
perceiving?
not. I assume this is not an agent of Tanglebriar.
That is a
No.
31 for a success.
24 for a failure.
Yeah, so we had
Oh, you too?
Big and
Fascinating.
Solaire fail their perception,
Wrong
while
campaign.
Leorin and Elora succeed, and Jack critically succeeds. You do notice that the study that you're in, that is also part workout room, is littered with maps and reports about Lastwall's forces in the region and beyond. And as you're looking through this, you notice that the bulk of their forces are south in Andoran and on the Isle of Kortos, with only limited forces still holding ground in the Gravelands.
I guess
Oh,
Meredith is supposed to be doing
please.
pretty good.
Please have a seat.
Laura sits down and has this big binder that she pulls out, lays it on the table, and all these papers carefully organized.
I don't know if you know, but the Knights are already at war with Tarabafon, considering it a sacred duty that we put that lich back into his cage, or possibly even destroy him for good. The safety
I would
and
agree.
protection of all nations around Lake Encarthen is the most important, paramount thing that we do. You, and he slams the table, must make it your primary goal to put an end to the threat once and for all. We should get as many nations as possible to agree to the Conquest Accord. And with that, we will begin a influence encounter.
Oh.
As a reminder
Oh.
that each of these rounds is 2 hours. You have one action. It may be discover or influence. Gorian leans in. Before we get started here, I just want to say the Knights of Last will sign the writ of non-aggression, the first article.
Thank you. Very magnanimous of you.
We want this to succeed as much as you do, maybe more, because Tarabafon must be stopped.
I agree.
Okay, so we are going to begin the influence game. Who wants to go first?
I
If
do.
Jack
I
was going to
do.
start the Discover.
Yeah.
Mhm. So Jack tries to get
Oh,
a
no.
feel of the room, but he can't quite read Gorian the Glad.
I could try for Discover.
So Big, you're trying to read Gorian, but he's smirking too much and you can't really tell much about
No.
that.
He's
have no
too
idea.
glad.
Can I try my hero
Too
point as well?
glad. Yes, you may deduct a hero point and try again. After a moment, I think Big maybe focuses a little better. And he succeeds,
Woo!
which allows you to either discover the lowest DC influence, the weakness, or resistance.
We'll go with lowest DC.
That is warfare lore when you are examining the current and future struggles.
Nice. Sounds good.
Who wants to go next?
I will do a society discover.
So I would say Leorin is, he's looking at the room. He sees the books that are present, and he sees the way that Gorian is eyeing certain pieces of information. So give me 2 choices of either lowest
Oh.
influence, resistance, or weakness.
Let's do One lowest DC and one weakness.
One
Okay.
of them is society, and the weakness, if you share any concerns about Clavence, the heir of Ustalav and his nocturnal celebrations, Gorian might be a little bit entertained by this and give you a bonus, as you have noticed before that he is concerned about this pale nobleman, giving you a +2 circumstance bonus to your next check to influence Gorian.
Does anybody mind if I grab that?
No, go for it.
So I think Alora in this moment would say, explain. So she's going to go with the warfare lore, but she would explain that, the adage of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and us working together and talking about, some of the challenges of the nations. But then she will weave in the weakness of, I don't know so much about the Romarians. That was kind of odd, some of the things that they were talking about. I mean, I understand we need all allies, but that is concerning. We would have to dig into that. And then something else.
Big coughs in your ear. The Ustalav people.
Ustalavans, sorry, Ustalavans, yes. There's just slovenly sitting there. Ustalav, is that an acronym for lavish laziness?
So, is that going to be warfare or society?
Yes.
Or
No,
Lily, is that diplomacy?
I think she's talking about bringing people together in times of war. She would also weave in here, I'm a survivor myself, and looking at where we are, I cannot do it alone. I have to face the struggles together with my friends here. This is how we achieve more. We are better together. And then she'll pull out her hand and she'll say, each one of these fingers on my hand going alone does not do damage. And she'll kind of poke the table. But if you put them together, and she forms a fist, and then she kind of pounds on the desk, you can become a fighting force.
Okay. Give me your roll.
Yep.
I do want to just say, because, we lost this part in the previous recording, but also I think we overplayed it. And I think a good proper balance for this is with really well-structured discussion or argument, it can improve your roll to a better result if it is a failure or a critical failure. I think it's pretty fair. So if you roll a failure, then you would succeed. If you roll a critical failure, at least be a failure.
Okay. All right, here's my roll. I don't know why I didn't do it hidden, but I forgot to add the +2, so it's a 29. Sorry.
29 for warfare?
Yes, I was exploiting the weakness too. Yep.
That is still a success.
Okay.
And that gains you 1 influence point.
Okay.
So very good job. Gorian, you see him nod. I'm like, a very good point, young lady. Leaving us only Solaire.
Solaire is going to do Solaire's gonna discover this round. We're gonna do perception.
As you're studying the room, you glean one important piece of information. That could be an influence or a resistance.
You know what? Let's go resistance.
All right. You notice a lot of question marks on the maps in the room around Ustalav and Razmarin, giving you the idea that if you were to show trust towards either of these nations or diplomats, your decisions cannot be trusted. That said, if you were to mention these things, You'd get a -1 circumstance penalty on all further attempts to influence him. -2 if you show trust towards both of the other delegates.
Okay.
And that concludes the first round. So 2 hours have passed, and Gorian sits there. Yes, very good. But perhaps you have more to say. And the second round begins. Who will go first?
I'm willing to do another discovery.
Do you want to go first?
Then yes. Hopefully
Yeah, I'm gonna
this
try
time.
influence. I'm just debating a little bit.
Hopefully this time my perception works. Tap my perception. Come on. Do your thing.
You just
Gotta
can't
smack it a few
read the
times.
room. So
Your perception's the tough to see sometimes.
I will tell you this here as a GM tip. Sometimes perception, because it is the default roll that is prescribed to every influence game, is probably the highest DC versus the others, which can
I don't
be
have-
substantially lower. And I'm talking about like 5 points lower sometimes.
Oh yeah.
I don't have any of the other ones. Except for Warfare, but it's only a +13.
Warfare trained is fine. You could like
Oh, it's too late. I rolled.
yeah, but Warfare
See.
trained is fine.
So
Most of the time you're only archer and lower.
unfortunately, Jack does not discover anything new. Who would like to go next?
If you want to go lower, you can. Otherwise, I can do mine.
Go ahead. I'm still forming my argument in my head.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go for an influence. So it's a little bit of a delicate situation, but Druma's being a little antagonistic towards Multhun, and we know they've been helping you with the undead in the Gravelands. So they're hoping, with you leading the assault, you'd be able to get them to focus more on the undead threat than whatever squabble they have over there. And that way, Nemesis can probably help you with the Gravelands as well, once Tarbafon is mostly dealt with at least. So I'm going to go with the Society for that one, for the Gravelands talk. I rolled a 5. That's a critical failure. That's unfortunate.
Do you have a hero point?
I do not, but maybe I can get brought up to a failure and we don't lose us any points, if you liked my argument.
It was a strong argument, so you won't lose anything.
That's good. That's good. Bad roll on the dice, but yeah.
Okay.
That was my round.
You're not doing as hot as you guys were with Multhun.
Nope.
It is halfway through the second round, and you have 3 influence points.
Mm-hmm.
Does Laura need more time?
I'm still thinking. I'm on.
I
I'm
can-
onto something though. Go ahead.
Okay,
Solaire?
I can go, I guess. Solaire will do Warfare lore, and because he's seen like all the different maps and kind of like the question marks and like the battle plans of everything that Gorian kind of has already, he's going to speak to that and asks about strategic battle plans and see and talk to him about like plans that he's worried about and try to like talk through to see if
Okay.
they can come up with some better ideas, maybe. So let's see here. That's Warfare.
And what
lore.
such ideas do you propose, sir?
More careful planning, better frontline maneuvers.
That's a given, but what do you suggest?
Solaire kind of sits there for a second and looks over the battle plans again, and he would say, what if we figure out a better system on flanking the opponent?
That increases your influence by 1 point. Well, young man, I'll sign your second article for the mutual aid. I'll even sign the third article for self-defense. But we will not source our supplies from Ruma. Last Wall will not make an agreement. Unless you can convince me.
Okay.
So that is
okay.
that is your turn. So if you were to improve this, you could possibly get him to agree to something else.
Well, is he going to sign Article 4 already? It sounded like that from the intro RP he gave, but it wasn't on the influence as well.
He's automatically signing Article 1.
Okay. So he's not automatically signing 4, but he wants a lot of people to sign Article 4. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
All right, who goes after Solaire? We have Alora and Leorin left.
I'm ready if you are.
That's
If you
fine.
like, Michael. Okay. So Laura would say, it's interesting you talk about Druma. There's an opportunity here. If you use my previous argument about the fist and coming together, it's a powerful force. But when you wrap that fist in a fine gauntlet of shiny metal, that packs quite the punch. And seeking aid from Druma and their various wares, as well as their alignment, they have no love for the Remarians. Resmirians? They share your Resmirians, yes, they share your concern as well. So I think they could be a powerful ally to all of us. In times of war,
pirate ships.
Yes, in times of war, speed and armaments are the difference in battle. This might help with our future battles here. And I would like to roll warfare lore.
Elora setting up a war between Last Wall and...
A success with a 26 total. Oh, this is going to be hard won. He just quietly nods. Oh, yes, continue. You look out the window and notice that, like, the sun is getting closer to sunset.
Yes, Lorian, I think you were making a good point earlier. What was it again?
Oh.
This is the alley-oop part?
Oh. I made a good point.
Yes, just earlier. Don't be nervous.
I mean, surely if we get Druma to sign Article 2, their aid would be discounted already, no? I think we can talk them down from their... As Alora said, certainly their equipment, when wielded by somebody capable, such as the Knights of Last Wall, it would certainly be helpful. Loki, I don't know where I'm actually going. I'm not very good at these.
You'll get there. There's 4 more.
You could always do the Hail Mary diplomacy.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to adjust my diplomat's badge. I'm going to do a recall knowledge on this fella. I think the DC is 20. I'm just roll diplomacy flat.
Yeah,
I mean, not diplomacy, society flat.
Once per day.
Yeah, it's still once per day, yeah. You literally just have to not roll that one. So, I jinxed it, but okay, good.
That's your society?
Oh, right. That is a recall knowledge in society. Haha.
It is a recall knowledge,
for some reason. Yeah.
Oh, that only gives you the
bonus. Yeah.
The bonus.
It gives you an extra plus 1. Yeah.
Okay, so that's really good.
And then he's gonna roll diplomacy, a Hail Mary diplomacy.
Mid-roll, but good enough probably if it's a real skill. Fingers crossed.
He gambled correctly.
Hell
Diplomacy
yeah.
is a skill.
Well done. Well played.
That is a success.
Oh,
Very
not
close
okay,
to a crit. Yeah. So that brings you to influence 6.
Oh, I'm sweating.
Very well. Yes. I think Article 1, 2, and 3 are pretty good, wouldn't you say? Maybe we could talk more through the festivities. But I thank you for your time. And
Of course.
from the
And we
back,
thank you for your.
Rembrandt comes up. Yes. The door is over here. Please, see yourselves this way.
By the way, would you like another training dummy? Since we messed up your other one.
No, it's not necessary. No, is it, Rembrandt? No, master. Of course it is not. And you see him conjure up another grave knight.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna give you a big tree to hit.
Just one final item note. I do want to make sure you're aware of that General Walder has conceded you to lead the charge. Just wanted to let you know before we leave, but thank you for your time.
Really?
I
Yes.
would mention that, yeah.
I just wanted to remind, that's all.
We alluded
She probably has a little paper with terms or something.
It's very
Thank you.
good to
Good
know.
day. Yes. Rocio, come.
And
More
if you ever
treats for-
need help launching a defensive, my spells are at your disposal, and Leroy will leave.
So as they're walking on, what was happening tonight? Was it the tour of the church thing?
I will have to double check because I don't remember.
Yeah, it's the tour of the
There's
temple ground. Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff going on. It says it's tonight.
Yeah, tour of the temple ground is tonight, then the garden party, and then the town founders legacy festival, and then the 5th day. So tonight is tour of the temple ground.
Interesting.
Could have gone better, but still not bad. Signing 3 is good.
Yeah. He is very you know the
Amicable.
word.
Yeah.
With the 3 articles that you got signed from Gorian, you gained a total of 60 experience. The experience you could have earned with Multhune is tentative on whether you get other people to sign
Mhm.
Right.
and how they sign. After we've had a dinner at the Venoran estate, Delamien leads you to the Callistrian Temple, where you are greeted by this individual. Ah, welcome. I am Nalora, a luminary of the Church of Callistria. Welcome, friends. Or as they welcome you, they kind of gently pat your cheek and caress your chin. Have you been
Roll a flat
to a
check for Splinter.
temple of Callistria before? Are you familiar with our wonderful, beautiful, sexy goddess?
I normally stay away. I don't like the wasps trying to nest in my beard.
Solaire just smirked.
I
Is
don't
there
know
some
about
sort
all
of
that.
donation we could make to make this go away?
A donation to the church? Oh, yes, my dear. If you want to follow me, I'm sure we could have a delightful arrangement.
No, I meant like in the form of a couple copper.
Of the monetary variety.
You hear
Monetary.
Solaire just laughing in the background.
She reaches for her coin purse.
I
Would 10 coppers do?
suppose we could take your tithing.
It's not really a tithing, it's more of a get on with it, but I shouldn't be rude. We are diplomats. All right, show us your
But for
customs with consent. With consent.
But, my dear,
Yes.
it's a shame I did not you are Elora, correct?
Yes, Elora is my name. Hello.
A pleasure. And you, my earthly friend, Big, they call you.
That's right.
And next to you, this fine, ravishing elf. I believe they call you Jack.
That's correct. He smiles, enjoying the compliments.
Yes. And you, was it the Orin?
Correct.
A mighty display of abs you have.
Laura rolls her eyes.
It gets hot
And then-
in the warm seasons.
The pleasure is mine, I assure you. And you wear our colors. You know full well the pleasure of serving our beloved Callistria. Am I wrong, Solaire?
Solaire just gives her a wink and a nod.
Very, very well. Let us continue this delightful tour, shall we? And you are all magically kidnapped.
No!
No!
Make it probed
Refuse.
again!
The best kind of kidnappery.
I don't want to get probed in the Callistria temple.
It's not that bad, I promise.
As they soar through the spaces, and they point out the domed ceiling in which you see thousands of wasps of varying shades. For those unfamiliar, Callistria's symbol is the wasp.
You see
Beautiful.
Big kind of covering his beard up with his hands.
I'm sorry, can I get a quick clarification? There's pictures of wasps on the ceiling?
No, actual
Or
wasps.
Are there
Actual
literal
wasps.
wasps?
Yeah.
Are there
Literal
wasp
wasp nests.
nests? Can you see them?
They're
Yeah, okay.
painted, thousands painted in
Oh,
various
thank God.
shades.
I thought they were actual wasps.
And if
That
you
is-
look closely, you'll notice that all of those beautiful wasps depict the beautiful image of Callistria herself, smiling and winking at your glorious rump.
I did not consent to this.
Rump.
If she was looking at
Her butt.
if she was looking at her rump, wouldn't
Her
the
butt.
depiction be on the ground? Looking
Do I
up?
have a rump?
Turn around.
You see Big has like this little bush in the back where his butt is.
Canon now. Yeah.
I don't want to imagine his bush diaper, thank you.
Oh, they do have a token. Cool. So I'm gonna make you guys into a little cluster here. Just kind of drags you along
Yay!
as Nalora explains the situation and
Look what you
takes
did.
you through this back door. As you see various guests enjoying
Oh, look.
delicacies, overindulging. Yes, Callistria rather encourages not only flavors of the flesh, but flavors of food, I suppose. Indulgence is great, though do not forget that she is the goddess of vengeance, and one that should never be wronged. And
Big points over to the store. Is that where you store all the wine?
that is indeed where we store many delicacies. It's not for
Hey, yeah.
visitors, though. And here are all of the delightful chambers where we can explore the pleasures of the flesh. Would anyone like to partake in a 20-minute exploration?
Fortunately, I seem to have misplaced my flesh.
Laura
Pleasures of
takes
the
the avoid notice exploration activity.
So, as you're kind of exploring this, you notice that as you're walking by that Aromina, Gorian, and Clavence are sipping wine within the what do you call this? The restaurant area?
Together or separately?
Separately.
I was gonna say that'd be a little weird, though.
A mess hall, yeah. I think they're at least in there, and like they're drinking with like a temple guard or like a.
Well, yeah.
Within earshot. But
I thought
separate.
Gorian and Clavence were together. I was like, wait, what's happening? Yeah, okay.
And with Clavence, he's got his whole entourage with him. And that really does conclude our tour. But one more time, if anyone heroic enough wants to show me their devotion to Our Lady, I'll wait for you in here.
Why would you do it?
Let me closes the door.
It is.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, I'm kind of surprised Jay's character's not doing it, considering their champion.
Who said Solaire wasn't going to do anything? He's just waiting for you guys to move a little bit.
Oh, well, look at it.
I will talk to you later.
Solaire's like, I will definitely be seeing you later.
He makes the the
Oh.
phone me sign.
And after this tour, you have about an hour before the day is completely closed. And an opportunity for influence. You could make small
Mhm.
talk with either Aromina, Gorian, or Clavence for about an hour.
So Solaire's in here, right?
Wait, so you are
I was about to
losing
say-
Solaire?
I think we are, yeah.
Yeah, Solaire's going to actually take her up on her offer.
Oh, okay.
Solaire's influencing something else.
All
Uh-huh.
right.
Solaire's getting influenced.
Yes.
And as the door is closing, you hear, "Do not worry. We have the most well-insulated door."
Oh.
You hear
A
nothing.
He just
marvelous
smirks and is like,
technology.
oh, I'm sure.
And some fun things happen in that room. I
Yep.
would say that you would still be able, like, after 20 minutes or so, or you could still come out to try
20
to
minutes.
also
Ooh. Solaire.
also try to help with the influence. Only one player can attempt to influence a single delegate at a time for that hour.
What do you mean?
One of you
Like-
picks a delegate, and you
Mhm.
spend that hour trying to influence them. So Tree goes to the Nermithus lady.
If Jack's not going to, then Leorin would go to Clavence.
Yeah.
In that case, does Solaire just spend the whole night with Nalora?
Oh my.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Jack. So while they're trying to chum up these guys, you could spend the hour instead relaxing, entertaining yourself, or carousing.
Trying to sneak in through that door.
Oh, I could make a diplomatic instant. You're right.
So, do we want to go? Who wants to go first?
I can go first if you want.
I am happy to go last if this is going to be a whole different system, effectively.
Not
I'll
necessarily.
go
a system.
whenever. I'll go whenever.
Okay, so
Mini game, if you will.
Big said you're going to go first, right?
Yeah, I was talking to me. It's like, I saw the tree thing on your flag. I haven't heard much about you guys though, but I heard you guys fight the undead, and I don't know. I like the tree. So what's up with you guys?
So as you just burst out as she's drinking with this Callistrian priest, Marcus, excuse me, I have work to do, I guess.
Doesn't have to be work. I just want to
Pardon,
know more
I
about
didn't
your house.
quite.
Is that I point to the priest? Is that Marcus? Hi, I'm Big.
The pleasure's yours.
Oh.
Oh.
I am also big.
Oh.
Oh.
You're like normal size to me.
Where it counts,
Oh.
little friend.
Oh.
Marcus, I will meet you later.
Oh.
Yes, I think it is
Oh,
best.
meet him later.
And he leaves and he goes back to one of these
Wiggles
rooms.
eyebrows.
Did I
Thank
interrupt
you.
something?
Was it? Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit. It was-
Sorry about that.
I was trying to enjoy the finer things of Palestrian society. Again, I am
Nice temple.
Aromina Yazgon.
My pleasure.
So we have perception, society, or warfare. As she sits there quietly. So over an hour.
Yeah.
What is your focus? I will paint a better picture of Aramina as the subsystem details. She's a middle-aged human woman who dresses rather plainly for this, for the council, but her looks, so she just is easy to talk to, at least it looks like.
So he's in the same influence and discover rules, right?
Yes. But you just get one chance.
Yeah. I kind of want to go for a Hail Mary because I think I know it enough. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for an influence. I'm gonna try religion. And I'm gonna go. I've heard in the Verdurant Forest. There were some nymphs over there talking to some Green Faith people talking about your guys' struggle and the war and stuff. So I was hoping I could help out with that some. We have friends back in the Verdurant Forest. I have friends at Verdurant Forest. Green Faith people gotta stick together, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna go with that as my Hail Mary.
Ah,
And a decent roll.
how is this religious?
Just the Green Faith stuff. That is a -2. I had an old bonus that I put on there, so that is a 32 total. From when this was a different character.
Well, yes, I am really sorry. I'm not quite familiar with any religious items. I apologize, and you lose
She's
one
not that part
point with her.
Yeah, that's all right. All right. So Big annoyed the Nermithus lady. That was my hour.
So despite the fact that with my rule is that you do a good
yeah, 100%.
deal, you get at least you could bump it up one, but this is
No, yeah, if it's not
not
one of
a
her skills, I
skill.
know it wasn't gonna work. Yeah. It's all right.
She looks so bothered right now. So in the
That's true,
meantime,
Hot and bothered?
No, mostly just bothered, probably.
well, you see her continually eyeing that back door, and and then her fingers are on the table. Like, man, I could be spending my time in much better ways. So are we gonna go with Alora or Leorin next?
I'm happy to go. So Laura would kind of saddle up and ask to join whomever he's sitting with, just in conversation, trying to understand. Are there any good drinks here? Could I join you?
Oh, little friend, yes, you may. The more the merrier.
So I think, and so you tell me if I can't do this, but I think Alora would start to take the diplomatic route and try to talk about all the reasons. And she's like, she'll say, Corian, can we cut to the chase? We're all fighting on all these sides. We really would like your support in the 4th article. I would like to have a bit of a drinking game with you. If I could outdrink you,
No.
you sign Article 4. If you outdrink me, maybe there's something you'd like to see, or I owe you a favor, we'll say.
Roll for diplomacy.
Okay, do you want me to roll off the influence skills or just in general?
Yes, he does not have a real sheet.
Okay. Come on, that 20. Okay.
Oh! I forgot to be kind and nice. And between those sessions, we are gonna give everyone a hero point.
I was going to say, I do have one, and I would like to use it.
Actually,
Hold on.
that reminds me. I kind of am like screwing over big here. Did you want to use that with Aromina?
Well, it wouldn't change because it's not on our list, right?
Correct. That's right.
Yeah, so no. I'll hold on to it.
Here we go. At the same
Nice.
It's the same roll.
Same
Destined.
roll. Unfortunate.
I believe that means you get to roll again, according to Monopoly rules.
Gorian
Doubles.
just nods. Well, I really don't think I'm up for a drinking game. I'm just enjoying my time idly. But we might meet again at other events. I thank you.
I think Laura's not going to double down and offend him. She'll. That's fine. Thank you. Thank you for the time and the great conversation.
And he bows and then continues talking to this Callistrian priest lady. All right, and we turn to, in the meantime, Leorin is walking up to Clavens, who is with his entourage from Ustalav. They see you approaching. One of them stands and lets you have the seat. Clavens looks at you as he drinks. He completely downs his glass of wine. And then he raises his glass up, gesturing to one of his entourage, and they open up this box that they're carrying, and they pull out a decanter and pour him a glass of this very thick, rich-looking red wine, and refill his cup, and then they seal the decanter and they put it back into the box.
Is that an import from Ustalov?
It is. It's one of my more rarer drinks from back home. What was your name again? Yoren?
Leorin.
Leorin, yes. My apologies, young friend.
Is
What?
no worry at all.
And he takes a sip of his wine. A beautiful bouquet and taste. It makes me wish I was home again. Do you wish to have a drink?
If you would offer, I would partake.
Yes. And he gestures to one of the Callistrian servers. A drink. What will you have, Leorin?
Leorin would want a mead. Some type
Wow.
of honey mead. This feels like the right place to partake in such a thing.
A honey mead for our friend, yeah. And not very long before they bring you a drink. A toast. Yes. To indulgences. Cheers.
Cheers.
And he completely downs his wine, raises it again, and they serve him his special wine again. Do you keep up? Or do you only take a sip?
I'll try.
Delightful, delightful. You do know how to have a good time. It is very important in these dour times. Or do you not think so? Come, you must surely have something more entertaining to do than to just say, oh, yes. Oh, of course. Oh, yes, Clavens. Yes, I will do whatever you want. That's what I'm trying to entertain you. I know why you're here. You're trying to, obviously, gain my favor. Anyone would. It is the game that we're all forced to play.
Of course.
But yes.
The favor of the... I don't remember his last name. I have it in my notes.
Ordranti.
Yes, the favor of the Ordranti family would be very appreciated in Kyonin, I would believe.
It would be very appreciated anywhere in Avaston, I would like to think.
Of course.
So what keeps you entertained here?
Well, absolutely must get those articles signed.
Articles. Delegation. Yada yada. War. Paper signing.
It's not my favorite, personally.
Yes. How about another drink, friend?
How about alcohol lore?
Or you can give me fortitude.
I would much rather give you fortitude.
Another drink.
How does knowing about alcohol make you not get drunk?
I don't know.
You've obviously drank enough of it to build up a tolerance. You know your alcohol.
So
Just
the
like
alcohol
like
lore is
definitely
more like
not enjoying.
talking about alcohol.
okay.
You could also give me things about like games that might entertain you, or performances, or you can just keep on drinking with him. So you're 4 options: alcohol lore, games lore, performance, or fortitude.
Of those options, I keep on
And-
drinking. Another.
You keep on drinking another. This one knows how to drink. Yes, you keep up quite well. Yes. Bring more. This one knows what can be done.
Answers can be found at the bottom of a bottle if you so seek them.
Very, very well. But what? You never answer. Is it just drinking? Is that all that entertains you?
Stories. I like a good story.
Stories. The kind of stories I enjoy are fantastic operas and beautiful plays, lavish decorations, and so much wine. And this terrible place has none of it. So dull. I cannot wait for this to be over. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. With your
Pleasure's
fortitude.
mine. The people at
you
the estates are awfully boring.
Yes. But alas, the night is finally begun, and my work, if you will, also just begins. I will be on my way. And his entourage just kind of crowds him, and they leave together. You do gain
He rides
1
them like a
influence
wave.
points.
Nice.
When he, I guess we can't see outside the temple. Just pull like an umbrella out
It's nighttime.
It's
or shade.
nighttime.
Oh no, it's nighttime. You're right.
It is nighttime.
Okay, so that puts you at 2 influence points with Clavens. While we were here, who else was drinking?
I was drinking.
Big does not. normally
Whoever's
drink.
drinking the Callistrian alcohol, give me that fortitude save. You already rolled
no,
it. Kind of acts as 1. Leorin, you're fine. So, but everyone else.
Oh.
Jack rolled a natural 20, total 39. He
Where
is
was that
fine.
earlier?
But you
I know how to
feel
handle
like
liquor.
an odd sensation, and you realize that the special sensors burning in this amplify alcoholic effects, especially those from the temple. I believe in total we gained 1 experience point out of a
Well,
possible 6.
net we gained 0 because we lost 1.
Wait, we only gained 1 XP?
Influence, not XP.
Oh,
Yeah.
she said XP. I was like, huh?
Well, that's
Wasn't a
because
cricket.
influence is tied to experience. So that is 20 experience.
Yippee!
Yeah, we got a failure, a critical failure, and a success. So
So the night draws, and you all return to the Venoran estate. Have some pleasant sleep. Those of you in the northern bedrooms, as you're like putting things away, you see this pale prince in the moonlight dancing with someone by the lake, and they dip them down when they're dancing, and you see him
And
rest
they take a snacky
his
snack.
face on that person's shoulder or neck,
Mhm.
Totally.
and they continue to dance away and then fade away. Okay, so the next morning, Dalamain greets you.
Want to pick some rest ones to
Good.
switch up spirits for today?
Greetings, Delamain.
Good morning, good morning. All right, I hope it went well at the Temple of Callistra. What are your
I had a
plans
great time.
today? Oh, that's not what I heard.
There weren't any. Oh, well, I don't know.
But I did hear that Soler had a really great time.
Why don't you
From
tell
who?
everyone about it?
He looks up clueless. What?
Who'd you hear
She's
that
a,
from?
she's a spy, remember?
From my friend at the temple. Anyway, what are we doing today?
I think we deal with the Rasmurin today. And I vote Rasmurin Ustalov. Maybe you confront him about being a vampire, maybe not. Dalamine, has anyone gone missing from the town like yesterday?
Delamine, is he a vampire?
Is who a vampire?
Ravens.
The-
I saw some
Flavens.
weird things last night.
You got spies.
I don't think it's relevant, but
I don't think a vampire would be partaking in these delegations.
You're a bad liar.
it is frowned upon.
So where are we off to first?
I think Rasmurin. Deal with a scary guy.
I guess if I'm gonna get my ear talked off, I'd rather it be early.
And then see if we can't get the vampire or the Ordonti guy on the
No,
board.
you had it right. Vampire.
Yeah.
Prince Al
I'm pretty sure he's not a vampire.
Well, then he's vampire spawn.
It's not relevant
You're right.
to the mission.
He might be a vampire.
Probably best not to bring it up. It might offend him. We'll find out.
You had me there. He might be a vampire.
What if it's a condition and he's ashamed? You shouldn't.
He'd be showing it off.
I'm not sure he knows what shame is, to be honest.
Okay. So you all arrive at the Rasmiran Lodge. What looks like it was the Venoran Estates church. And of course, the people of Rasmir have taken it over and temporarily adorned it with masks of the living god. And as you arrive, you do see at the end of the church, standing above, is Alzarius. He's giving a sermon to the Rasmiran entourage.
Big whispers to everyone as we walk in. Huh, there's only 11 steps in here.
Oh my god.
I put in my
And,
earplugs.
A priest walks up to you quietly as Alzarius is giving his sermon. Alzarius will meet with you very soon, once his sermon has concluded. You just hear him in the back. Rasmir's virtues of wealth and the devotion to the financial power. And he goes on and on. And the most powerful of all, the living God, when you pay your tithes, and in turn power is bestowed to his believers, the faithful, always so dedicated to prosperity, and why in turn they share of it so deeply.
Would anybody else
faith.
like a pair? I brought extra.
For in exchange, one is
Big, I don't
enriched
think
by
you
the
have yours.
Lord of the
Sorry.
living.
Hilaire starts falling asleep in the corner.
I move in a little
Eve-
bit. I sit down.
Wait, you guys actually visually are falling asleep?
No, I'm not.
No. He's like closing his, you know how when people get irritated and they just close their eyes and rub their temples kind of thing? That's what he's kind of doing in the corner.
You're just
the
like
people-
playing with his signet ring.
So the people begin to leave as his sermon finally comes to a close, and he fixes some papers. And, welcome.
Leorin like coughs and then quickly takes out his earplugs.
Greetings. We've come to discuss the agreements with
Yes. Oh, yes, but
the court.
before we begin with such dry topics, what were your thoughts on the sermon?
Very enlightening and
Yes.
fascinating and
Informative.
fascinating.
Yeah, fascinating.
Fascinating.
I quite enjoyed it.
A lot of talk about money.
You enjoyed it. Why, of course, you do understand that through Rasmir, we might all be saved, for his blessings will surely be vital in defeating the Whispering Tyrant, would you not say?
I do
Yes,
say. I agree completely.
Yes, we agree. Destroying the tyrant
Yes.
is our top.
This is why it is strongly encouraged that so many of our believers give deeply during these troubled times. Right. Oh, no comment there. Well,
You're asking for
Rasmir-
donations to
Well,
the church.
I could offer something. I could give something. A question. I understand you are a high-ranking priest from the town of Zur. Is that correct?
yes, Rasmir himself has authorized me to ensure any tithings, these funds received, are used where they are most needed.
Well, the question I'm offering as a donation is, do you sell yellow horns in there?
Do we sell what?
Yellow horns. It's a weapon.
I'm unfamiliar, I think.
Oh, okay. That one's probably for another audience.
Sorry, I was
Zoe is
distracted
unfamiliar.
by the flag you put
Being
up.
from the town of Zur, it's just not our destiny to understand.
Mason, what are you going on about?
It's a weapon from the region, for sure.
The weapon in the original Destiny game, sold
Yeah.
by Zur.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
I'm
In
sorry,
what
I couldn't
game?
help it. Destiny.
Destiny.
Oh, that's why I don't know. I've tried many
Is it-
times to try to get into Destiny, but it is not new player friendly, and I'm always lost with whatever the hell the story's doing. Like, what?
Yeah. Did he put up
It's a
the
deep cut
Raspberry
for our
banners?
viewers.
Yeah. Did he put up the Raspberry banners, by the way?
Yes.
And so Big is like, sorry, I was distracted by the flags. Did you know whoever made it missed a couple steps? There's only 10.
Well, I'll be damned.
This conversation is over.
Oh no.
Negative 10 points.
Ignore our friend. Do
We
you
tried
have
to
a
cut-
donation box? I would happily contribute.
Of course, of course.
Aaron will contribute a gold.
Why, thank you, my friend.
I go up
Our living
and
God.
I go up and I outdo Lorwyn. I put in 2 gold.
All right, 2 copper
Ah.
pieces over here.
No, not copper, gold.
Yes. Why, the Church of Razmir is very grateful. It is good to find fellow believers out of Razmir. So, I presume that we are here for talks of the Encarthan Alliance.
Yes,
Yes.
we are.
Well, I will save you some time. The Razmirans will not just join the Mutual Aid Alliance, but we will also help to fund it as well. We'll offer contributions twice as much as any other nations to bolster the efforts.
It was a great starting position.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, and he pauses and he goes to the end of the church and he closes the door and he puts down the bar and walks back towards you and he checks all the windows and you see him kind of cast a little spell. Good. It is safe.
Does it need
There
to be
is
safe?
one-
Are you?
Minor complication.
There always is.
We agree to this. We will be part of the self-defense agreement, but we do not wish to draw the Whispering Tyrant's ire by leaving the non-aggression pact.
Can you explain to me why you care anything of the Whispering Tyrant's wants or desires?
Our relationship is complicated.
That's disturbing, because I don't think there's any complications here.
It is not
if you-
for
Oh.
the people to know the dealings of the living God.
A living god that negotiates with a tyrant seems interesting to me.
Yes, I've heard these rumors spreading about. But I can assure you, we're merely being careful in protecting
Why
our people.
not put the rumors to rest and sign the accords? Sign the articles.
Yes,
That'll
again,
silence all. Yes.
we will sign contingent on our arrangement being kept secret.
We can certainly discuss that, but I think there's a lot of rumors, as you say, going around here. And if that's how you want to be seen, that's sure, that is a strategy. But I think of a different one of where you are supportive and showing a good faith. A faith, that's a word you believe in, no?
Big taps Alora on the shoulder. And it's like, well, even if we keep a secret for a little bit, having him show support would maybe help us get the others on at least. We can deal with the secret bit after. And who knows, best case scenario, a self-defense agreement never even needs to be actioned upon.
Well, to me, it sounds like you're trying to influence me.
No, I would not do any such thing. I'm trying to discover.
Low key, when he shut the door and checked all the windows and everything, I was going to take off his mask.
Since you were trying to convince him so well, Alora, shall you roll your first influence with this argument?
And this is perception.
It's a risk, but I don't think it's too big of a risk. But I will ask. I'm not trained in religion, but I'm gonna go with the religious aspect.
Well, I feel like that argument was more diplomacy, though, personally.
No, and the reason why I'm arguing for religion is I kept harping in on faith.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, this guy's probably a safe bet, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm figuring.
Then,
but I don't know if I'm not trained if I can roll that or not.
You can,
and
but
okay.
It's really risky.
Okay, so that's you can certainly try. I'm gonna pick up on what you're putting down.
He's got untrained. He's got a plus 14. Could I aid?
I have untrained improvisation, but yeah.
Could I aid, or would that be my turn?
You can't do that in this.
Yeah, just double checking. Yeah. Yep.
Sorry.
Okay, wait a sec. No, is this an agent of Tanglebriar?
Zoe tells us yes.
You have to tell me. No, okay.
If you want to try to determine that, you can give me the perception. That is with a -4 from something magical on him that reduces perception. So, tell you what, Alora, you presented a very thorough, well thought out argument. So, with the rule presented, which is my rule for anyone listening or watching, not raw. It is not rules as written. So it just, if it fails or critically fails, it is increased to a better result. So that is a success. And you do, of course, discover religion. So that gives you 1 influence point.
Well, I was doing a discovery, so I don't know if that matters. I just want to be clear. You're being more than fair. Okay.
I wasn't giving you a discovery. It was because you were talking. You were saying things.
Gotcha.
That was an influence.
Okay. Got it. Understand. Thank you. All right. That's me.
I thought he automatically agreed to Article 2. Not okay. Automatically agrees to Article 1. Okay.
Is that what's it called?
Non-aggression.
The Gravelands guy.
Yeah, that's not non-aggression.
I think a lot of them will. I think Walder was the one that had a gripe with the Nermithans.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what led me to believe that they all have similar things like this, but no.
The people from the Gravelands are the Knights of Lastwall. The people of Razmir are from, Razmaran, which is a very, full of yourself type name. The nation is named after the god himself, who is the king. And so who will go next?
You want to do your perception thing, Jack?
Zoe revealed he had an item on him that gives me a -4 to my roll.
That was not for discovery.
No, you're right.
That was to perceive something about him,
Yeah, I'll do my perception check.
which arguably the discovery is, but who knows?
I'll do my perception check.
What do you want to know?
Influence skill. The next one. Right? Or do we want a weakness? Weakness is the one where we can get a better bit of a roll, right?
Either's good.
I'll do influence because that gives people the
Yeah.
opportunity to know what to roll.
The next lowest
More.
is deception, if you're evading any deeper discussion about religion.
That I can do. Let's go.
All right, then who wants to go next?
Maybe Solaire and Lorien, considering
Sorry, I
big
was typing
as
I'm-
religion.
Lorian.
I am down. Solaire can definitely do deception. Solaire would definitely chat with him on surface level arguments when it comes to deception. Hearing clear away, like every single time he brings up religion, he would switch the counterpoint.
Pretty big. Pretty big.
35.
That is a success. 3 influence points. See him just nod. Oh, yes. An interesting proposition. Who's next?
So
Big.
big old go up to him and was like, I'm surprised how many people you got to follow down here. I mean, like they imagine this is a lot smaller than the churches you guys normally have at Erasmus, from what I've heard.
It will do
So
in a
what's it-
pinch.
I mean, it speaks to your guys' devotion, though. You're willing to give up the material stuff you preach about a little bit, at least to help out. It seems you're in the right place. And I'll go religion with it. And roll poorly again, but I'm gonna hero point that. Same roll, let's go. Alright. It's up to Zoe now.
What was your argument?
Just how they're basically saying that they seem devout and on the in the right place to want to help out because they were willing to come down here in the first place and give up their more lavish churches and stuff.
We'll give it to you. You didn't just rely on the roll. So that is an influence. So that brings you to 4. You see him become noticeably less indifferent and more friendly. And you almost can see a smile behind the mask, at least in the flutter of his deep, piercing blue eyes. Well presented, friends. Yes, Rasmussen will sign the Mutual Aid Alliance. Not only that, we will offer a contribution double of what is expected of each participating member.
Nice.
It's up to Leorin.
Leorn would say, regarding, what was it, Article 3, I personally think war is a gruesome thing anyway. The baker bakes, the shepherds. If the country of Esmeralda's goal or role in this war is to support, I think that's perfectly acceptable. He's gonna roll religion. This is saying if that's Rasmir's will, that's reasonable. It is a 12 for a 30.
So you mean to say that Rasmir's will is unquestionable, true validity of the respect among all religions?
Well, I think every perspective is to be respected regardless of who it comes from. The truth is as we experience it.
You discover a weakness naturally about his religious debate. You may use that on your next roll, but for this one, it is still a success, bringing you to 5 influence. And that concludes the first 2 hours, and a new round begins. Who will go next?
I can start off.
Go ahead.
Oh, the little tree.
Yeah. We okay if I use the weakness?
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
So Big will go and it's awful nice of Mr. Rasmir to offer up all this extra gold for the war effort, though. It's
Mr.
greatly appreciated.
Rasmir?
Sorry, I say Mr. before a lot. You're almighty Lord Rasmir person.
Mr. Rasmir, you mean to say that his lord and divinity is not pursuant of respect of a god?
Unless she's called their gods all kind of things. What does he like to be called? Oh, no.
Just washed
Oh no.
to a
Yeah.
0.
Yep. All right, well, I'll still roll my religion check.
No bonus, as his resistance is
Oh, all right.
denying the divinity of
Yeah.
Rasmir.
we hit the success at least.
You got a success, so that is a
Right.
+1, a total of 6 influence. Man, such little words that can break big conversations. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Go for it.
I'd like to avoid the deeper discussions about religion. As when we first logged in here, I was full of shit because I don't really care for his living god. Yeah.
That is a success. Can you at least give us the gist of what you're using deception for?
I like deflect and redirect the conversation back to the articles.
Well, with your success bringing us to influence 7. Yes, well, I do admit that Rasmussen agreed to a non-aggression pact with the Whispering Tyrant. I apologize for attempting to hold that, but you can understand the difficulties that it can cause. It is something that most of the Council of Visions regrets. You know, I've been assessing the situation among the other delegates and really looking into the problems around Lake Carthan, and a front from the west would be a great help. And those that could help the most would be Nermathis. And with its current troubles, we can aid Nermathis in the form of coin that can be spent with the Druma merchants to get them what they need. Because Rasmir is good. Rasmir is righteous. And this really shows the benevolence of our Lord. Rasmir's faith was outlawed in Nermathis. Even then, we will still aid them. We also will consider to buy from Druma, but only if their markup is less than 10%. You will go next.
That's not bad. I mean, we got one guy who doesn't want to buy from them at all, and at least we got 10% in total for the other people.
It's workable, yeah.
I could certainly go.
Yeah, go ahead, Laura.
Laura?
So Laura would begin with saying, I'd like to give you a little bit of insight into myself. I've always followed the teachings of Cathepthus. I can't even say my own god correctly. Cathepthus. Primarily because I was scarred by some of his tree raisers' doings.
Pardon, young lady.
Yes, yes.
Do continue your story, but it is Cathepthus.
Cathepthus. I always have trouble with more complicated words, as you can probably tell from my impeccable letter reading skills.
Yes, I do try to learn of all religions. But continue,
Yes,
my apologies.
And as you are, I'm sure you are aware, Catepthus is an arch enemy of Tree Raiser, and for my entire life, I've sought that faith as a means to an end. With Tree Raiser gone, I would finally have peace. But you talk about happiness and peace now. That is something to consider, and I only mention this and tell my story because I'm sure there are countless others, more than the Whispering Tyrant would ever command, that could have the opportunity to get to know you and your people better, and more converts potentially to your faith, I would believe. Is that not of interest to you? So, I'm kind of engaging in a debate, honestly, because she is questioning it herself. This isn't a deception thing of why she does the things she does, and appealing to the sense that there might be others like her within Keonan and all around these allies.
It's too bad Pi wasted that bonus.
Well, I have faith in the old natural 20. Or natural 16 for a 30.
Close.
I'll get a roll.
That brings you to influence 8, and he replies, "Interesting. I honestly thought the stories of Tree Raiser were mere allegory created by the elves as a sort of boogeyman, if you will. Eat your greens and do not get eaten yourself by Tree Raiser. Never did I think there would be people to believe Tree Raiser once walked this realm." I have Solaire and Leorin left.
I think Solaire would end up doing another deception roll. Yeah, he'd be doing another deception roll, and he'd be doing the same thing, much like how I would do in real life if anybody was talking to me about religion. Just, hey, let's get back on topic. Let's see.
You have a hero point.
Yes.
You wanna re-roll your failure?
Better.
There we go.
Success! Bringing you to influence 9. I do want to admit something. And you notice he becomes truly friendly with you. Mechanically so. He pulls back his hood. Not revealing his face, but revealing his beautiful golden hair, and he pulls back his hair a little bit. And you notice a pointed ear.
Okay.
As you can see, I am part elven, a Uverin. Long have I wanted to find a way for Rasmussen and Keonan to work more closely together, to discover my roots. Rasmussen would like to be part of the self-defense agreement, but it cannot make any public statement to that effect. And should anyone say so, we will outright deny it. We cannot attract the Whispering Tyrant's wrath. That said, we do agree to buy from Druma. I know they'll have high markups, but if you can convince them to have a price under 25%, we agree to buy from them, and we agree to sign the Conquest Accord on the understanding that the Incarthan Alliance will not be the ones to instigate an attack. But if a fight does occur, we have no issue with the Knights of Last Wall leading the charge.
Oh, yeah.
So he's agreeing to 3 and 4 there?
I see 1, 2, and 3. I'm sorry, 1, 2, and 4. 3 secretly.
Oh, they want to be a part of 3, but it can't publicly sign it, is what it sounds like.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Yep.
All right, and then we just have Leorin.
Recall, Azarius, you talking in the meeting about the stability provided to Rasmirin through Rasmir's guidance. I think it would be very excellent if Rasmirin would fully support the alliance, perhaps provide people to handle ledgers and whatnot. Wars are often won through communication and other means, and I think the stability that Rasmir could provide would be incredibly helpful in that. And he'll roll religion.
Whoa!
There it is.
Rolling that
There it
twenty.
is.
Let's go.
There it is.
He
There it
rolls
is.
a natural 20 for a total of 38. That is 2 points to influence,
Points.
11.
giving you 11 points.
Not bad.
Can I do this? I can. All right, just had to find this. Because we are treated to something. As Elzarius takes off his mask,
Ooh.
Huh. Oh.
revealing a beautiful, handsome half-elf man.
Laura's got the vapors.
Mm,
Oh,
nice.
Oh.
And this makes him beyond friendly and takes him to the status of helpful. It is, I hope you understand, quite an honor for you to see my face. High priest of all would never reveal their truth behind the mask. It is a pleasure to see each other one-on-one, friends. I believe we have a deeper understanding, a deeper connection. But we want the same thing. We want to help. Rasmussen, I guarantee Rasmussen will recall all of its faith barges until the crisis
Nice.
of dealing with the Whispering Tyrant has been resolved, and will work to ensure that all future barges have better relations with those they visit. I understand this would make would be a great move and effort in your dealings with Multhun and Truma, who have had the misfortune of dealing with our faith barges. We will also agree to sign the self-defense agreement.
Hell yeah.
And we retract the requirements about the Conquest Accord. We will also buy from Druma as long as the markup is 40% or less. But I do want you to know you have a friend in Rasmer, but you have me as a close friend. When the time comes, should you require the aid of a very powerful high priest, cleric of Rasmir, you shall have it. I am more than honeyed words. And he shakes his incense staff, which kind of creates a swirl of glowing water and then turns into a mist that smells pleasant and calming.
So where do I sign to convert to Rasmir?
Right here, my friend.
The pleasure is all mine.
Obviously, Leorin does not worship Rasmir himself, but he'll take off his own mask as a sign of mutual respect.
oh,
Ooh.
Oh.
Mask on mask?
show the art.
We don't
I don't
have
have that.
any art.
It's smooth. It's smooth under there. What the fuck?
Ah,
But I
he was
have
burned off in the war.
I have decided to go back into actual art, and I think I will stream that for Squid Quest, and I'll probably start with our splash art, and then do custom art for each of you guys, and I'll stream that live. That is a total of 80 experience here.
Yeah, we got him to sign all 4. That's great.
Yeah.
Well done.
And we get him to
the faith parts is
helpful.
going to be huge going for Druma. Yeah, like honestly, this
Man, I ended up liking this guy.
I know,
I
it's
did
so way
too.
better than I thought. Yeah.
I was really surprised, but I ended up actually really liking him.
I was
Go ahead.
I was honestly hoping you guys. Well, I read this book back and forth over and over again, and then we got to it, and then you guys were like, and I'm like, oh man, I hope they eventually like him because I really like him.
he comes off really heavy-handed.
I was exaggerating a little bit.
He's very long-winded. That's the thing.
He's
It was
very
the whole-
elven.
Yeah.
For me, it was the whole like religion thing, right? They're very like strict, but then you think about it and you hear about it. Then when he said he's a Ruvian, and I'm like, okay, that's me. Took the mask off. Oh, like I got to rethink some shit.
And Laura's got a crush.
Right, exactly. Like I think she's been so about, this vengeance quest. She's been so about books and studying and trying to do right that she's never thought about herself. And the religious aspect is very interesting to play with, but also the crush piece. So this is like new shit for her.
And Always Sunny title card pops up, and Laura joins the cult.
For
He's questioning
anyone
everything right now. Yeah.
watching or listening that may not know, it is a pretty like either common rumor or a common statement, but the rest of the world outside of Razmaran thinks that the living god is full of baloney.
Yeah.
That most people don't believe. They think it's just a dude who's just been like casting spells over and over again to like create this illusion of godhood, even though he claims that he actually grabbed the star stone and became a god.
Yeah, interestingly, I think the archetype, I think it's a cleric archetype. It makes this I think it changes your spell list if I'm remembering correctly, or it gives you slots from other spell lists. It's really actually kind of interesting.
There's a
And that's
Razmaran
the-
archetype.
There is.
Oh, yeah?
Rasman priest dedication.
There's
The
a
only
full
way
arcane-
to worship the deity. Well, I'm sorry, not
There's
worship.
The
Be a cleric of the
deity.
deity.
There's a full Arcanist
Sure,
subclass in
I'll link
1E
it.
that is very fun for Razmir.
I think there's like a whole Razmir like AP, and I think it was in 1E.
Oh yeah, it is. There's a lot more. If you're interested in Razmir, Google some 1E stuff. The lore's still relevant. It's still good. The 1E system can be a bit complex at times, but it's cool.
Yeah, so you guys did quite well here. You didn't do so hot with Gorian somehow,
Boring.
but you did really great with Razmaran. So
Well, the good news is even though we messed up a little on Gorian, he still agreed to sign 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
I
And we
think
have more time, we can focus
genuinely,
in.
I think he was the best person to mess up on.
It seems that way so far.
And we would have had, right now we have 2, right?
So yeah, we're
Signed
gonna
on
check.
other things for Walder.
Yeah, so right now we have Lastwall doesn't want to buy from Druma at all. Razmirin is 40%. Multhune is 50%. And then Multhune agrees to sign everything with stipulations. 2, 3, and 4 for the 3+, and 1 with not including Nirmathaus. Razmirin is signing all 4 just period, and Lastwall signing the first 3 so far. That's what we have.
really great job with Elzarius.
Yeah. Better than expected. He says as they
I
step
like
into
him a
church.
lot.
Yay!
If you want me to show you around the city, I'd be more than happy to.
Oh.
Well,
Oh.
I appreciate it. He puts his mask back on. But I must
Oh,
I have to meet other delegates. Our time is unfortunately over. But we will have time. There is, I believe, a foundation festival. Was
There's
there
a
a
party
garden
tonight.
game?
Yeah, the garden party tonight. Founders Legacy Festival tomorrow night.
will you be at the garden party?
I will try to attend, my dear. I will try.
All right.
And he puts his hand
Yes.
on your shoulder, well knowing what he's doing.
When we get outside, I'll be in my bunk.
Look. Oh, someone
You
watch
see Solaire
Firefly.
kind of step forward a little bit,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
he's acting like a pseudo big brother in the moment. Like, hold it. Hold it just a
Oh,
minute.
Solaire, really?
Hey, older big brother can do whatever the fuck he wants. The older brother nobody cares about.
Uh-huh.
Well, should we go see if the vampire's awake yet?
Friendly reminder that in order to get the Resmer and Priest archetype, you have to be trained in deception.
And
Mm-hmm.
so what?
Nothing.
Right. You go to the Ustalav estate.
Oh, he's made it a whole estate, has he?
Oh, sorry. The Ustalav Lodge.
Ooh, nice backdrop.
He did make it haunted.
Ah, Death House. I've been here
Give
before.
me the most haunted place I want to stay in.
Okay,
Blah,
blah,
blah, blah.
You
blah,
noticed.
blah.
Okay, so you guys, you all walk up to the Ustalav Lodge. Clavens has picked the most intriguing looking building with more fineries. You notice all of the curtains are closed.
You know, Zoe, when I look at this building, I think, yeah, if I was a vampire, I would live here.
I don't recognize the soundtrack, but I'm hoping it's from Castlevania and I just don't know it.
No,
It probably
Don't
is.
mind the coffin in my dining room. It's we're renovating.
Blah, blah, blah.
this soundtrack is royalty free from our friends at Monument. You do have to buy it. So, but I bought like 400 soundtracks from them.
I'm sure you did.
Very nice.
So it's harder to pick what we want when you have to go through so many different songs.
Yeah.
But you guys walk up to this place. It is midday, bright and sunny, and the door is closed. Does anyone knock?
Big ol' knock if no one else does.
Laura's probably catching up. She's running behind.
I feel like Big Knock's the best.
I do have a big
Knock's
stick.
the best.
Yeah. He's the party knocker.
A hunched servant, about like 7 feet tall, kind of pale, answers the door. How may I help you?
We're hoping to speak with Mr. Cravens.
We're here to
Mr.
enjoy the festivities.
You mean his lordship Clavens Ordranti,
Of course.
heir to the Ordranti throne?
Archery friend very much likes the word Mister.
Well, he should avoid using it, as dealing with such prestige could be quite insulting to degrade one of his pedigree.
Beyond my best behavior, don't worry.
Either way, the master is preoccupied. He would ask that you return this evening.
See what?
That is not unusual at all.
Yeah,
party
I suppose that's fine. I mean, there is the party, yeah.
Want to go visit anyone else? Given the day.
We could go talk to some Dreamer with us, maybe, but.
Okay. One quick whittle note is although he will not see you now, this will still count towards you checking a box of you have to talk to him. You just have to talk to him later tonight. So you can't talk to somebody else.
Yeah, is there room for the party and talking to him, though? Like, we can still do both, or?
Yeah, you could still do both. You just can't talk to another delegate.
Well, what time do you think he'll be ready? Earliest is better. We don't want to miss the festivities tonight. I don't think he does either.
Near dusk would be most appreciated.
Very well. I guess dusk it is then.
Lordship has made some requests for the party. I'm sure they will accommodate. Or if you choose, you may go to this party, and he would be more than happy to see you late at night. His liege is somewhat of a night owl. He will most certainly be up at midnight.
You don't say.
I do say. I'm not one to lie.
That's up to my elf friends. I don't know. I can do whatever.
I like we should just come back later.
Yeah. Sounds like dusk then. Is Dalamine with us right now?
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Dalamine, do you know when the party starts?
The doorman lurches out towards Dalamine, and he leans down, and he really has to lean down. The master would also like it if you would join us tonight. He's taken a liking to you. And Dalamine kind of shrinks and, oh, has he then? And slowly looks to the rest of you. I think you might be right about your hypothesis.
You don't say.
Well, there are things we must do for diplomacy, right? Right? Looks at Solemn. That's hilarious.
Yes, I guess. All right. Yes, we will come tonight to the festivities. We will postpone the garden event. I will inform the other delegates and make the arrangements post haste. For the morning, You can go now. And the doorman slowly walks backwards. Until later, and closes the door.
Yep, definitely vampire.
You said you guys want to come at dusk or at midnight?
Big would choose dusk.
I prefer
Would choose
midnight.
dusk as well.
2.
Yeah,
I don't
dusk.
know. Midnight's just a vibe.
Midnight is a
Especially,
vibe,
when
but are you
we're
trying to
wanting
get blah
to-
blah blah at midnight or blah 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 at dusk?
Respectfully,
We are wanting to go to
I
the
would
end.
kill him.
You might hurt our diplomatic relations.
We are wanting to go
I
to
am
the
not-
other thing.
I am
right?
not afraid of getting quote unquote bled by bled.
Well, yeah, but she
So-
said no matter which way we choose, we'll have the party still. It's just time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
midnight.
Yeah, that's what
To
I'm saying.
midnight.
If the party's gonna happen
Laura
anyway,
may or may
we're
not
gonna
be
go
there.
at midnight.
If we're gonna be able to do both anyway, midnight because that's what he wants, and
That's
Yeah, I
3
think
for
he would
midnight,
like
2 for dusk. Is the count?
Yep, sounds like it. So midnight it is.
Midnight it is.
Threat level midnight. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean it doesn't really change anything. If all it
Episode
does
4,
is he likes it.
level midnight. Now he might be more powerful when he tries to attack Delamian. Deadline. I forgot a word. Ooh, I like the windows.
I'll give her an infused vitality. She'll be fine.
And
Nothing a stake to the heart can't fix.
as you return to the lodge, all the drapes are now pulled open, and the lights flickering, and you see silhouettes dancing in the windows. The door is now actually flung wide open. And
Are we gonna go back and party then?
And
I think it's a
inside,
morning party now.
you
I see.
see a big celebration with various people from around Kyonin and other far-flung places, and laughter. Oh, yes, you're so naughty. Oh, over here. Callistrian priestess. You are delectable. And you see in the distance, on this big, drawn-out couch, is Clavens with one leg up on on an armrest, and his in one hand some woman, and drinking from his wine, and then dipping his face into the woman's neck, and he pushes her aside. You have made it. Please do come in.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
And he waves you in, and we will catch you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, for supporting us. Never said it before, but if you're watching us on YouTube, do that thing everyone says, like and subscribe. If you're catching us on your favorite podcast app of choice, do download us, like us, tell your friends, and without you, we're nothing. So thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.